Let's get it!
Broadcasting to you from a little grass shack in the middle of the Pacific.
Live in the place to be.
Well, they're actually in the Bay Area.
Yeah, sir.
But they are the premier Pacifica show that shines a spotlight on positive Pacific Islanders.
You listening to the sound.
Role models coming brown every Thursday night at 6.
East to west, we getting heard.
Brought to you by Pacifica by Design. It's the iconic Faika Podcast with your hosts, Naki and Carl.
What's up, Naki?
Hey.
You ready? Are we ready?
Yes.
All
yes,
right.
we're ready.
Season something, episode something. I don't want to guess, so we're just going to move on
here.
with that.
There you go.
It is Thursday evening, and we are going to talk about a long-running community event in the Bay Area that just celebrated its 10th
10 years.
And we're chasing an interview in the second half of the show. Hopefully that happens the way that it's supposed to happen. It's been a minute since we've done an interview. It's a up and coming rising Pacific Islander artist. And so hopefully we run that down in the second half, and then we have our new segment, Pacifica Proud. We're going to talk about a few people in the world today in the Pacific Islander realm that we are proud of, that the community's proud of. So that's the show today. There's a bunch of other stuff that we may get to, but every time I say these are our topics, we don't get to
we
them.
don't get to it. So.
We'll leave those out there. Hopefully we do get to them. But Naki, what's up?
Well, lots of stuff going on. This last Friday, we celebrated with Essence Amana and Asian American Recovery Services 10-year anniversary of Journey to Empowerment, which for short we call J2E. J2E, Journey to Empowerment, celebrated 10 years of amazing work. And so it was supposed to be, supposed to be live, but because of COVID, they're still trying to be safe. And I believe the facility wasn't prepared to accept people.
Yeah, the facility is in Daly City, and they're still being very safe, making sure that all the participants in their programs and in their venues are safe. So I think it's going to be soon that we end up being back face to face.
I hope so.
The time wasn't right, so they celebrated their 10th year. And we had talked about this in a previous show about how a long-running nonprofit organization, community-based organizations, there aren't a lot. There are a lot that are around for, a year, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years.
Right.
But you get past that 10 and to that 15-year mark. We had talked about that with Salmon Solutions. So to see them getting into their own place, we talked about that last week. But then also now you have J2E celebrating their 10th year.
Yeah.
And we've had a lot of good times. So we'll probably talk a little bit about maybe our favorite memories of J2E as we go through that. But it's still Sister Nani is still the driving force behind that program out of Asian American Recovery Services. That's who grabbed you, got your attention, right?
Right. And it was started so I went to their celebration last Friday, and baby, we call her baby, but it's Maria, I believe Wolfgram is her last name.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
She wanted to create a safe space for people to talk about taboo topics, Pacific Islanders specifically. And so it started, and her and Nani and some other community leaders put this all together. And then, so that was Friday, they had their celebration, but, baby moved out of state. And so we hadn't seen her for a while because she moved. So it was good to see her face, at the event.
Doing well.
She looks amazing as always, but, everyone talked about their favorite, their favorite moment. And so it was really good. There was crying, and I had jumped in like the last 20 minutes because I was in a work meeting, like my work. And I jumped in last minute, and it was, I still got the feeling that you get from Journey to Empowerment whether you're there for 5 minutes, an hour, it just gives you a really good feeling listening to everybody's story, how Journey to Empowerment changed their life or inspired them or just helped them in any way. So it was a really good time. And I was grateful, got to see Tutu, who is Nani's mom. And so she was there and she spoke about, Journey to Empowerment, and just there was a bunch of community leaders there. But yeah.
What are some of your maybe not favorite, because we will talk about favorites, but some of the things that, aspects of it without going into specific, evenings that were there. And I have many of those, but
yeah,
I like the way that the format, it allows everybody to come in and fellowship before the program starts.
Yes.
So people start trickling in up to an hour before the actual program starts.
right.
And as people are coming in, there's hugs, there's, oh, hey, I haven't seen you since, and nice to see you, and all those kind of things. And then, the format goes to, there's some discussion, then there's food. And I always laugh because they have a raffle at the end. And that's the only way you're going to get the Pacific Islanders out, because we'd hang out all night.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So there's a definite end to the program is the raffle, they give away the prizes, and then they end it and they get everybody out of there, because they didn't have like a definitive end. We'd sit in that kitchen table. We would end up sitting there all night, like J2E, where we were there till like 10 or 11 o'clock at night sometimes. But I love the food. The food has been
food all day.
But it's creative. Like I remember Neo Veve made some very healthy choices. There's been a wide variety of, like Hawaiian barbecue. And then there was, times where more of a potluck where everybody's bringing different things. So I always love the food, but I like the way that it's not the same kind. It's not always, like some places you go and it's always pizza. Right?
Yeah.
You're going to get pizza. You're going to get 4 boxes of pizza and some salad on the side. But it's, those are some of the things I like about it. I always laugh about the raffle though, because we're gonna get everybody out of here.
Stays till the end for the raffle, and there's always a big pack of toilet paper, like from Costco. That's the biggest hit there because everybody needs toilet paper. But good evening to Maury, who's checking in at SFO as usual.
Good evening,
Hi,
Maury.
Anton Santos checking Victorville, California.
Ooh,
we love
desert.
Victorville. And then Moses Moley, who's tuned in. So yes, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, Mo. So I love everything about Journey to Empowerment, but I especially love the fellowship and the people that I like. There's always different people at Journey to Empowerment, the regulars, and then a lot of new people depending on what the topic is.
It's interesting how some nights we're there and it's just a young crowd.
Yeah.
Like it's just like there's a college, or you know what I mean? And a couple students bring a couple students, and then just the flavor of the evening is very young. And other times you have it and it's like all the OGs that are in there, and it's like, where are all the kids? But it's nice because there's a diversity of age group and people, and Pacific Islanders of all type, Melanesian, Polynesian, Micronesian. And the environment, the vibe is very inclusive.
Yeah, it's very inclusive. So I love Journey to Empowerment. So congratulations to them for their 10 years. Nani Wilson, Lulu, Masina, they usually are the facilitators, more so Lulu than Nani. But Lulu does a great job.
Lulu's come a long way.
Yes,
she's running her own, the Talanoa Tuesday, seeing her as the host. She's come a long ways. Is there a favorite J2E for you?
I would have to, oh gosh, I love all of them. I'd have to say, one of my favorites was the time that we had everyone act out. Remember Soma?
The skits?
What was it? Yes, the skits. and I can't remember, but it was Phil and Soma, and they did a really good job. Who?
Yeah, it's Phil, Soma, Neo.
They
acted out how to hold your voice, hold your space.
Yeah.
And so like they were doing like things that you would see that in the Pacific Islanders you would experience. And I think there was one skit where they're kind of on a carport barbecue kind of area, chopping it up, and then a topic comes up that, do you stand up and say what you believe, or you just kind of sit there and don't say anything? And then another one was in church. The one with Neil was in church, and it was that was fun. It was powerful to see, and to see how much they got into the roles. Right. I was kind of like, I wonder how that's going to go. And they got like, there was some heated discussion in there.
Yeah.
You could feel the energy.
So it was good. Yeah. So I love Journey to Empowerment. And then, hi, Nellie. Nellie Allo is on. So she is down south, I think, unless she moved. But yeah, so congratulations to Journey to Empowerment 10-year celebration. And then, so that was Friday night. I tuned in. And then Saturday, my cousin, brother, Augie had a birthday barbecue at his house.
In San Jose.
And so me and Mo and my lovey went there and hung out and enjoyed. We had a good time. It was just, we hadn't seen, I think, and I don't know if it's the pandemic but we just all haven't gotten together in such a long time. And it was just, it was just the siblings. So we got to hang out and reminisce. And it was Augie's birthday. So his friends that he went to high school with showed up, and we hadn't seen them in since probably high school.
Wow.
And so we had such a good time, and it just brought back a lot of memories, all of us being together. And usually when we get together, someone's missing, right? And so usually Lucy who lives in the city.
All the siblings were there. All of Auntie Bebe's kids were there.
Except for Gina Richmond.
Oh, that's right.
Gina Richmond was missing, but all the kids except for Gina Richmond, one was missing, which is kind of, usually everyone is there. Or no, I'm sorry, I take that back. Usually one or two is missing because the other Gina lives in Vegas, so it's rare to see her, but she was there. She had a birthday. Happy birthday! She had a birthday yesterday. And
I was at Augie's 50th.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And this was 5-5.
This was 5-5. So his friends showed up, and then Jerry, our other brother, who he's busy all the time, so it was good to see him. But we old. I was like, dang, we old. So it was good to see everybody and catch up. So I went to the barbecue, which was in San Jose, and then that was it. Sunday, I went to church because we're no longer on Sundays. So you'll catch me Sunday at church at Twin Towers in Alameda, where the pastor is my bestie sister. And then I think that was it. I think that's it. Yeah. That was and I've been working like a dog. So
it's a new job, right? You've been in it 4 months, 4 or 5?
May. I've been in it since May. So June, July,
months.
August, September, October. So 5 months.
5 months. You got a hang of it. You're getting a little bit less, a little less
stressed. Yeah, but there's still a lot to learn. And so I love the person that I'm working with because she's very encouraging and very, she doesn't get frustrated with me, which God bless her, because I ask 50 million questions and probably the same questions over and over again until it sticks in my head. So it's a whole new position at the same place of employment, but I'm just in a different department. But I love learning something new. So
it was when Naki first started, she would call and say, how do I do this in Excel? And so the first few times I would say, oh, you do Control Shift down or control, whatever. And she's quickly outgrowing any help that I can provide in Excel. The questions now are I don't know the answer to that, so I can see how quickly you're learning. Because in the beginning, I was like, wow, you don't know? I'll explain how to do that. And then less and less time, and the questions that you're asking now are much more advanced. So you've got to be picking things up.
Yeah, I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying it. And, I love working from home, where my previous department, I had to go in every day. And so now I'm required to at least make it in 2 times a week. And so, today was day 1. But Monday was a holiday. So Monday was a holiday.
2 out of 4.
Monday was Indigenous People Day, where we celebrated the Native Americans.
What do you think of that? What do you think of you and I grew up for a long, it was Columbus Day for years, right? Never
Columbus
even
Day.
heard of it. And now that it's either, Explorer, then for a while it was Discoverers or Explorers Day, and now it's Indigenous Persons Day.
Yeah, I didn't hear all the other days that you mentioned. It
was kind of the,
they were trying to,
and trying to find, I don't even know if we've landed on what it will be, but what do you think about that?
About the day off, or?
Well, no, the naming or the recognition of Columbus.
Well, definitely, like when I grew up, in the history books, it said Christopher Columbus discovered America. And now we know that to not be true, right? He just got lost and landed somewhere.
He wasn't even the first European here.
No. So I don't know how that happened, but we know that he didn't discover America. And so I don't know who I was talking to. Oh, I was talking to the girl that I work with. I'm like, when I grew up, in the history books, Christopher Columbus discovered America. I'm like, I wonder if they updated that. And she's like, I'm sure they update it every so often, because now 9/11 is in the history books. I was like, oh yeah, they definitely updated that, because 9/11, which
20 years ago,
because I had just had Lay. So Lay's 21, but 20 years ago, 9/11 happened. And I was like, damn, that's in the history books. I was alive then. I was alive. So what do I think? I think that it's a good thing that we just continue to, as we get more information, we update, history or what people believe to be history, So I like Indigenous People Day. To me, I just thought it was just like every indigenous group is celebrating Indigenous Peoples Day.
Yeah, I think that's new. I'm a big tradition kind of guy. Like I like, this thing, this I don't know, tradition is 200 years old or 100 years old or that kind of thing. But I like things to be accurate, right?
Yeah, right.
So if it's time to change the way that we look at things, then,
it's
and I'm not a big believer that history is the way that it is forever.
Well,
we're going to learn things.
I think the history books were written from a white person's point of view.
Specifically European.
Not like European.
Specifically English, French, Spanish. You know what I mean? Like it's a small group that was writing the history.
Yeah, books. It's not, it's their story of slavery. It's their story of the Civil War, where, it's just one point of view, in my opinion, in my own pitiful opinion.
Well, and because who was writing history at that point?
Right.
Like the indigenous people weren't writing history books about the entire continent.
Right.
They had history, like an oral history of their own tribe and their families.
We handed down from generation by telling
But they weren't
stories.
writing books about an entire continent.
Right. So I'm glad that now, as time is passing, that we're starting to get accurate information and having proof. You know what I mean?
And if you got to update it, then update it. It's like, I was always taught as a kid that the Ice Age ended the dinosaurs, and now that's changed. It was a meteorite, something hit the earth.
Yeah.
But they update the history books, right? They don't teach things that are wrong. When it's not a flat earth, it's round.
It's round.
Then when we find out things about other types of history, right.
I like that we're open to correcting it. Some
people get caught up in that, though. They're like, there was nothing wrong with Christopher Columbus. It's like, well, I don't know about him as a person.
Who said that?
Well, there's people that are like, he was a very skilled captain of a ship. Like he was a great mariner and all. But but he didn't discover. Actually, he didn't even land. He landed in the West Indies. But there's pieces of that are like, if we know better at this point, like we don't teach that the earth is flat,
right?
Like, because we know it's not flat. So if he didn't discover something, then let's not say that he discovered something.
I love that. I got the day off though, so thank you for that. It started the day off, but that's not it ended up not being the reason why we have the day off. So yeah, I'm all for it. I love that it's Indigenous People Day. And then this week was also Coming Out Day. So I loved reading people's stories like on social media. People came out and told their story. So I love that. I love that people get to tell their truth. It's so freeing to live your truth.
To
live your
speak about it.
Yeah.
If you got problems and you speak about them, that's the first step to dealing with them. Like, because if you never talk about them, how are you going to deal with them if you don't talk about them?
Yes. So we're, there's a lot to celebrate, but this week was Indigenous People Day. Monday was also Fiji Day. They were celebrating their independence, I believe, from the British. I'm not really sure. It was Fiji Day though, and we had Koviki Talk with Roberta Nivelli, who hosted a show in Fijian. So I love that. It was such a good show. I don't speak Fijian, but the people that were commenting, and it was such a good show, and they were having a good time. And Dr. Ponapati, he is a doctor or professor at San Francisco State. And then, oh my gosh, Dr. Teresi. I'm so grateful because Dr. Teresi, who was one of the doctors who tuned in, was checking in from Germany. So she got up at 3:00 in the morning to do Koviki Talk on Monday at 6 p.m. And so I'm so grateful for everyone that joined in, but Dr. Teresi, especially because she got up at 3:00 in the morning in Germany, and she was doing research there. And so
we had talked a long time about wanting to have shows in other languages, right? And now we're starting to have, like, Koviki Talk has that in language piece of it, and we're even looking at having these shows, Faika, being done in so as we expand and we get into other languages, having people on speaking a language that we don't understand it's amazing. It's like that amazing. Just feels great to know that that's reaching people that it might not reach.
Right.
That might not reach some of the listeners. Some of the listeners may speak English, they may speak Fijian, they may speak other languages, but there might be just only those speakers that's a good thing for them to see on the on the internet or on Facebook or whatever platform they're on. So we hope to expand that. We hope to do more of those.
It was really good. And so we did Koviki Talk in Fijian, and then last week we were in Dr. Fatleava did all Samoan, and then we're going to have Josie Howard, who's with WOW. She's going to do
We Are Oceania.
Yes, We Are Oceania in Hawaii, and she'll be doing it in Chukis. So I love the different languages, and especially that I don't have to do it. I don't have to be on camera. I love that. So yeah, I'm looking forward to all the shows that are in language and that we get to share information in different languages. So there you go.
Wasn't that long ago that we were at a meeting in San Mateo for, I think it's the task force or something. And then in one of the icebreakers was you had a question that was about the Pacific Islanders, and you would have to go around and ask people. So if you didn't know things about Tongans, then you had to go find somebody that's Tongan.
Oh yeah.
And it was what are the 4 states, Federated States of Micronesia? And Naki didn't know one of them, and she was like, wow, this is, and I just knew the names of them, didn't know anything about any of it. I just knew the names of it.
I remember that. Wait, what was that?
It was one of the cards. The questions what are the 4 states, Federated States of Micronesia? And I just read it out of a book. You know what I mean? I was like, oh,
of course you did.
Of
course you did.
Now to be having shows in Payne, Coast Ryan, Chukis, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Is amazing, because we came all the way from not knowing anything about that to actually having people on our show speaking the language, having their own shows in their language, and having a host running the show. That's exciting to see, and we really hope to expand that and make that a big piece of who we are.
Yeah, so I love that. So that happened on Monday, and then I'm looking forward to Josie, and I don't know what else, but I had a good weekend. I had a good week. The week is almost over. Tomorrow we're going to Big Purr team. What is I can never
Team
forget.
build?
Team building. So team building. We're building a team. So we're going to the Friends experience, and then we're going to lunch in the city. So it'll be lots and lots
lunch
of fun.
in the city is always good.
Yeah, lunch in the city is always good. So it's SCDC, Feltasi, all my Usos.
That's one of the things I love about
sweet.
San Francisco is it's so multicultural
Yeah.
that you can have so many different kinds of food within the city. Obviously, seafood. It's it's San Francisco. It's a port city, but there are so many different diverse cultures and ethnicities there that you can. Who knows what you're going to end up eating?
Yeah. So it's I love to eat. So wherever I can do it. Oh, maybe I'll do snacky with Nacky.
Ooh,
we'll
with
see.
Big Purr.
With Big Purr, Big Purr. Pacifica Urban Roots. And so somebody, was it you, Mena, that nicknamed it Big Purr? Anyway, so that's happening tomorrow. So we're going to have fun tomorrow. And that was just it. But SCDC is having a volleyball and basketball tournament. They're calling on all young athletes, 14 to 18 years old. Bay Area providers volleyball and basketball tournament is underway.
Are they giving away like some wristwatch or clock or something? Or are they giving away cash?
They're
giving away $750 prize for first place. $750.
$750. SCDC.
They're giving away money. It's at the Palenga Rec Center, 500 Felton Street, San Francisco 94134. And it's volleyball and basketball.
I love it. I love it. We have a flyer which will go up in a little bit, not right now because we just totally sprung that on Minna. But yeah, they 750. I need to get me a team together.
So I don't know if you've seen the flyer, but at the bottom, swag bags. So Naki's going to be there. They got bags full of stuff. Naki's going to be there. Trying to be but Naki's going to have to be there early because the swag bags are limited, first come first serve.
Yes.
So you're going to need to get there early. Again, this is Saturday, November 19th.
It's sponsored by Hope San Francisco, SCDC, Feel Good Cuts, and San Francisco Recreation and Parks. There you go.
There you go.
But yeah, so I'm looking forward to that. I might get a team there and have them go there because I'll be at the turkey trot. I'll be at the turkey trot. I'm sorry. But yes, check it out. Go check out SCDC's page. There you go. How was your week?
So the dog adventure. So we had a dog was found alongside of the road during the softball season, during Malia's senior year, and the coach ended up taking the dog. And dog's name is Luna. She's a Siberian Husky German Shepherd mix, and she's had some personal problems, some family problems that she's being a great person and taking time out of her own career and her own life to go take care of. So she's definitely focused on her family. And so the dog, we've been trying to find a home for the dog. And we actually ended up
somebody in love with the dog
in San Mateo at, I'm not sure where it is. It's on the airport road. It's the SPCA. And so we were actually at the counter and I was filling out the paperwork. So I'm in filling out the paperwork and Malia's in the parking lot crying because we're going to give the dog up. And it's not even, there's no promise that she's even going to be fostered, right? That she may just be getting put down. And one of my friends works for a corporation that runs the human resources of hundreds of different vet hospitals. And I had called him earlier and, didn't get a call back. And so I'm at the counter filling it out. And the guy's like, okay, so you're going to need this. And it's going to be $60 for this and this, and I'm like, okay. And my phone rings and it's my guy. And I literally don't even say anything to the guy. I just answer the phone and I walk outside. And Malia's watching me walk back and forth on the phone. So Malia, Mercedes, and Caitlin, they're all like watching me walk back and forth. And I'm on the phone with him. And he's like, give me a couple days. I need to call a few people and I know another person who has Southern California, and so they're both going to make calls. So we literally go from surrendering Luna in San Mateo to packing her back up in the car and driving all the way back home. So I drove to San Mateo with the dog, with a crying daughter that thought we were going to give the dog up. So now Luna is at our house. Ty is allergic to pet hair, so we can't keep her.
That long,
That's why we won't keep her. I mean, because it's not good for his health. So for the first time since I think the triplets were like 6 or 7, I have a dog in the house and I am loving it. We go for like 3-4 walks a day. One of them is over an hour long, so it's good for me.
Yeah.
And then we just hang out, and she sleeps next to me because she can't get on the bed.
Right.
Nick's not a dog on the bed.
Yeah.
Kind of person. Which for me, dog would be on the bed, but happy wife, happy life. There's no dog on the bed. The dog sleeps next to the bed. So I've had I don't know how many days, but I've had a few days of having a dog again.
Nice.
And I am loving that.
And how long are you going to hang on to the dog? Because if they ask for more time, but then yet Ty is allergic to dog hair.
Yeah. So we've got probably another week before the dog hair is going to, because now we're vacuuming. I spent the afternoon vacuuming the entire house today. That's a lot of work.
Yeah.
Moving furniture and, because you got to get all the hair.
Yeah.
And so, we can't do that forever. There's going to be a point where we're not going to be able to keep the hair out of there. So I think we got about a week, but we do have, I joined the, Nextdoor app, and I have somebody who, she's getting fixed today. And so as soon as she recovers, somebody hit me up on the Nextdoor app. So I'm going to go meet that person with Luna.
What is Nextdoor app?
Nextdoor is an app for I don't even know. The people that work for the veterinarian hospitals are like, you should join the Nextdoor app. That's where people are getting, adopting dogs.
Oh, did you post a picture of Luna? Oh, nice.
I did. And
good.
Pretty quickly, this lady's like, hey, I'd like to meet Luna and see if we,
have a connection.
Yeah. And so I'm going to give it a couple days because she's getting fixed today. Let her recover a little bit, and then hopefully that works out. We have a couple irons in the fire. Hopefully those work out, but we have a rescue that will foster until adoption.
Awesome.
So
very nice.
Very lucky, right? Because if the phone doesn't ring at that counter, she's probably either still in San Mateo or already euthanized. So
yay.
It was a rough week for 5-5. She was sweating that.
I'm glad that you got on that app and somebody's gonna take so Mo's talking to you. So people are checking in on Facebook, so we appreciate you. Thank you so much. I'm glad that there's hopes of Luna getting a home.
Yeah, I always felt like, me, I'm always like, now something's going to work out. And, that was right down to, because we didn't know if they're going to do a behavior test, right, with her. And we didn't want her to be rambunctious. So Malia was taking her for runs in the parking lot and down the walk, and then Mercedes took her for a run, and so we were wearing her out in the parking lot so that she'd be calm when we finally brought her in. She'd be tired. So had we not done that, we would have went in probably 20 minutes earlier. The call would have came too late. You know what I mean? So it's always like those, God has a plan.
Once you sign the paperwork, can you get her back?
I asked. I said, if we find her a home tomorrow or something, can we come get her? And he basically said if she's still alive, right?
Okay.
So
why did you take her to San Mateo though? Like you took her directly to go get
San Mateo. Of the SPCA ones that Malia had researched, that was the one with the highest adoption rate, which isn't high.
Yeah.
I mean, either way, it's not a high adoption rate.
So can you just take them to a SPCA? How long do they hold on to the dog?
Well, if they're adoptable, so they do a behavioral test to see if they're adoptable. If they're aggressive, They don't even put them up for adoption.
Oh.
They just put them down.
Well, would Luna have been adoptable?
Yeah, I mean, she's not people aggressive. She's not dog aggressive except for little dogs and little dogs that, she's snapped at a dog because she went to all the softball games. Every weekend she was at the softball game.
You would go.
Never had a problem. A little like, I don't know, Chihuahua or mixed dog came by and she was mellow, and the little dog, barked at her and kind of lunged at her, and she lost it. Like she was going to eat that dog.
Oh, dang.
So that's the only time that I guess she was, dog aggressive. Never seen her be people aggressive. And she's getting fixed. So, yeah, I mean, she might have, if she would have had a bad behavioral test, then they might not even have put her up for adoption, because you can't give away a dog that's
okay. I didn't know all that happens. I just thought you take your dog to the SPCA and then they hold on to the dogs for like a month, and then after a month, if nobody adopts them, then
if they're adoptable. So if they get red tagged, that's like the Green Mile.
Oh, that's awful.
Okay, you don't want to know about those, especially now that you're a dog person.
Yeah, I don't want to know. I don't want to know. So yeah, okay, I'm glad that Luna's with you for a little bit.
Yeah, it's good for me because I get a dog in the house for a short period of time.
Yeah, so it's a good week. It's a good week. So, this week, or was it last week? I don't know if you've seen the Warriors.
Ooh.
Yeah. We talking about the same thing? Green?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Draymond.
Yeah, Draymond. I don't know if he's going to be with the team anymore. But he punched Poole.
Yeah.
And the video is viral.
But that's the thing, right? So to me, the thing is with that, the Warriors already knew. You know what I mean? What? They knew that happened. That's a practice.
Oh, yeah.
But the video is what pushes things. It's like Ray Rice. Like Ray Rice.
He beat his wife.
He beat his wife in the elevator. In the elevator, right? The Ravens knew it, right?
But didn't do nothing.
But the video wasn't out. The video comes out, and man, people have emotional. They're like, "What the hell?" Because if you would have read Draymond punched Jordan Poole at practice, you'd go, "Nah," but you see it in living color, and you're like, "Whoa, that's effed up."
Because you hear of fights happening at these practices, but you don't have a visual, right? They scuffle or whatever.
Well, they get in a fight, you think, well, they just chest bumping and yelling at each other and putting their finger in each other's face. Like
you make up you're making it up in your own head what it actually looks like.
That eliminates all the creativity.
Yeah.
You see it in living color.
You see it in living color. It looks pretty bad. So earlier in the week, during the Warriors practice, Draymond Green and Poole exchange words, and then I see Poole push Draymond, and then a little scuffle, and then he punches him like in the face, and he drops, and then everybody runs in, and so it looks pretty bad.
So
it looks pretty bad, but
some of the players, right? So some of the former players, and even I think there's probably some current players, but I know I was watching interviews with former players, and they were like, the interviews are asking them, so at practice when these kind of things happen, and a lot of the former players are saying, I don't get why, like clearly there was something between, that wasn't the beginning of it, right? Because Jordan Poole's standing off to the side, Draymond's saying something to him, and Jordan Poole's like trying not to pay attention to him. They've had words before that, right? Yeah. Nobody gets in there. And so the other players are like, the team captains, the other players, the vets, other players should have been there because there was friction before. They should have been able to see that was going to happen.
This is going on, and everybody's about their business. Everybody's just not paying attention. And then the minute he lunged and actually hit him, then everybody jumped in. So, and I think his contract is up, or
I think he's got one more season. I think.
Yeah.
I'm not sure on that. But I just read something that they said this might be his last year with the Warriors. So I don't know if that means like this past year or this upcoming year.
Right.
But clearly there's discussion of, but I think there was that discussion. There was that feel of, is Draymond worth it? Right. And until this, this last season, it was really a balance of like, you're getting really good defense. You're getting great play out of him, but you're getting a bunch of technicals. It was kind of like to me, it felt like as a Warriors fan, it felt like the Bulls when they had Rodman. Like Rodman was going to give you technical fouls.
I know, but to me, Rodman, Draymond Green is better than
right,
Rodman.
But he's a headache. Like on the court, he's going to get technicals. He's going to get.
I feel like Rodman was just a headache.
Rodman was a great defender.
Yeah.
He was one of the best rebounders in the league. But it was is he worth the headache? Right. He was a headache. He was worth it. And I think that the question with Draymond became more of a question this last year. Because he was always, it seemed like to me, he was worth it. Like, you're getting into that, but man, he is balling out.
Yeah.
And then this last season, it was like, it seemed more of a balance of like, are you worth all this? And now with this, I'm like, well, maybe he's not.
So if you were the Warriors staff, would you keep him or would you let him go?
I think it depends on how the team feels. If the team was already fed up with Draymond before this happened, then it's kind of an easy, and you're weighing that out as a GM or a coach. You're saying, look, the guy is giving us quality minutes. He's D'ing up their best offensive player. We can put him on, like LeBron, all those finals they played against LeBron. Draymond was, that's the guy that you put on LeBron. But he was worth it. So, I mean, I think it depends on like how the team feels about it. Seems like the team's pretty upset. Like the players seem like
they want him to go.
That's how it feels. Yeah. But, was he going to stick around anyway?
I don't know. But where are you going to go?
Yeah, now it's tough. Well, you think about that with Ray Rice. Ray Rice never played another down in the NFL.
That's true.
He was like that happened and done. Never played another down.
I know. And he deserved not to play another down. I mean, after I seen that video.
But if the video didn't come out, he would have played again.
He still would be playing.
He might still be playing. Yeah, right.
Or, I mean,
he was only 28 when that, he was a young man when that happened. I don't know if he's still playing, but I don't think that if the video didn't come out in that visual.
Yeah.
Because you heard but
it was bad.
Domestic violence. Yeah. He struck his wife and you're like, oh, all right. And you kind of make that up in your head. But then you see the video and you're like, whoa.
Yeah.
But again, the Ravens had that video. They knew it.
Yeah.
But once the video got out, then they're no more throwing it under the rug.
Yeah.
You got to deal with that.
Yeah. That's like the Warriors too. I believe they're trying to find who leaked the video. And supposedly that person got $100,000 from TMZ.
I'm sure.
I think TMZ leaked the video, but there you go.
But that tells you something. That tells you that the Warriors wouldn't have done anything.
Right. Right. They're trying to figure out who leaked it.
Yeah, that's like who leaked it? Not, oh my gosh, this is a bad situation.
Yeah.
But, other players have said, hey, these things happen in practice.
Yeah.
Like that's just not, but the absence of anybody stepping in until it already happened.
Right.
A lot of the vets were like, where was everybody?
Right there.
Watching it happen.
Watching it happen. So right now, if you're watching football, Washington.
Commanders against the Bears. And some of the ugliest uniforms in the league.
Yeah. And Washington is up, or the Commanders are up 3-0. So they got a field goal. So there you go.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's a boring game.
It's a boring game if you're watching. That's where everybody's at right now. And I was gonna, I watched today on social media that is it Black Adam, the superhero by Dwayne Johnson, is that they had their opening premiere in New York, and Drew Afuelo, who is a TikTok star, Samoan, was on the red carpet interviewing, and she got to interview. It was a really good interview, but it's funny, and I don't know why I did that, but she has a beautiful dress on by Elizabeth. She was at the Polynesian Jerome Gray.
Oh, the diamond.
Yes.
Diamond event.
Yes. She had her fashion show there. So she designed Drew's dress, and then Adam, dang it. I wish I would. Anyway, Samoan guy did her face, and she had someone design her, very cute, and she got to interview the Rock, and so it was kind of like
Nice
it
to
was
see
nice.
PI
It was
Media.
very nice to see a
And
PI
saying that,
there.
I could see you were kind of like TikTok starred. That's a thing.
Yeah,
They're
that's a
TikTok
thing.
stars, and
Yeah,
then millions and millions of people are watching their
yes, and
content.
she now has a podcast, and so she's very well known, and so she has like millions of followers. So I watched her interview The Rock, and so she wasn't giddy, or she was very professional, where I would have been I'm like, oh, is there a Bay Area premiere of The Rock? Is there a Bay Area premiere? I'd like to go. I like it. Q, where are you, Q? Make that happen. So yeah, I watched that. I was very like, it's a proud. Like, I don't even know her, but it was nice to see a PI person on the red carpet interviewing a PI, actor, famous actor. And so it was very nice to watch. So yeah, we coming up.
Nice.
Yeah. So just it's a great time to be a Pacific Islander.
Somebody keeps saying that. I think I've heard that on this show before.
I always say it's a great time to be a Pacific Islander, and it really is. So I'm grateful. I'm grateful to be here. It's like when Barack Obama, like, I don't know, but like Barack Obama was the first Black president. I was like, so I don't agree with all his politics or whatever that, but just to see a person of color in the White House was very, very, very historic. I don't know. Is that the right word?
It was a big deal.
It was a big deal. And it just to watch everybody, like literally crying when he took the oath of office.
My kids were 10.
Yeah,
I took them to the polls with me.
And it's kind of cute because to our kids, it's Black president, big deal. You know what I mean? And women running for president or women running for any kind of office, no big deal, because that's their normal.
Right.
It's their normal. But to us, it's like, oh my God, that's so freaking badass. So yeah, so there you go. But I'm happy it's a good time to be alive. There you go. So yeah, that's all I got going on. I know I say this every week.
What you got?
Almost every week, but I swear to God, I got to do Snacky with Nacky sandwich. I haven't had time. And actually, when we go places to go eat, like I try to be on a mission, right? But like when we went to San Diego, we went to places that we knew people. I can't do that. I can't go where somebody knows the waiter or the waitress. I can't. It was one of the places was my nephew. So that wasn't gonna happen. So it's gonna happen. I just can't tell you when. Thursday, the 26th, Minna, we have Fanonga. Okay, Fanonga. Alumanga. It's a series careers workshop. It's happening at SCDC at the Samoan Community Development Center. It's open to youth 16 to 24 who are interested in community-based work and learning what it's like to be a community-based organization. There's the flyer. Open will be there. Pacifica by Design, All My Usos, Asian American Recovery Services. It's going to be a great event. You get to come there. They're going to be asking questions. And really, I'm going to be there talking about how we started, why we started, and why we continue to do what we're doing. And there you go. You get a CBO swag to be raffled off, which is all the R's open PBD. We are creating bags.
Swag bags.
Swag bags.
Swag bags are a thing. You can't do an event now without a swag bag.
Yeah, but you can't beat SCDC swag bags.
That's the standard.
All the swag bags that I've ever gotten. And I love, don't get me wrong, I love all the swag bags that I get. I appreciate everything that is in the bag. Do not get me wrong. But this last one Kabasa Fetu. That one. Okay, you gotta beat that one, people.
Good luck doing that.
That is a flyer. Please scan the QR code to RSVP by the 21st of October. I'll be there. Stop by. Cree will be there, executive director of All My Usos, Open, Asian American Recovery Services, which I think is either Lulu or Mary or Nani or all. And so, yeah, come on by, register. We'll post the flyer. I've already posted it a couple of times. So come on by. There you go.
Before we go,
yes,
I was going to do my Pacifica Proud with Talanoa Hufanga. I was going to, but we always talk about we want to show that we are not just football players and rugby players and professional wrestlers and MMA fighters. So quick little blurb about Talanoa Hufanga, and then I'm going to go on to who my Pacifica Proud is for. Hufanga is having a all-pro year. I mean, this is a 5th round draft pick.
Yes.
And he's making the 49ers brass look really smart for taking, because it was kind of a, who is this kid? It's just another safety with long hair that's Polynesian out of USC. And he has to answer to that, because there's always going to be the comparisons. So you got this safety that's flying around with hair, knocking people stiff and intercepting passes, running them back for touchdowns. So he's a big piece he's having an all-pro year. If you had to pick all-pro safeties right now in the league, he'd be probably number 1 or 2. But he's also a huge piece. He's not a star on a defense that's not any good. The 49ers defense this year is the best in the league.
Yeah.
So he's not only a star player, he's not a star player that's playing garbage time for some team that doesn't have a good defense. That's a great defense that San Francisco has. Hurts me to say it because I'm not a Niner fan, but Talanoa Hufanga, I definitely, your Pacifica people are proud of you. But this being a election year, politics are front and center, and Naki had kind of talked about it's normal to see a woman on that stage. I am going to talk about Tulsi Gabbard. In 2016, she threw her backing in the Democratic nomination in who she thought was going to be best for the job, and that was Bernie Sanders, and it wasn't Hillary Clinton. She was ostracized by the Democratic Party after that. She was just cold-shouldered, and she did not get any push in 2020. So basically, the Democratic Party turned their back on Tulsi Gabbard, and she sent out a video statement to Twitter that she's leaving the Democratic Party. So I'm very proud of Tulsi Gabbard for standing up for what she believes in.
Where's she going?
She didn't say I'm a Republican. She just said I'm leaving the Democratic Party. And I think it's a party that's not going to back her anyway. Like she's, if Hillary Clinton doesn't want you in that party, you're not going to be very effective in that party. And the 2020 race showed that. So I'm very proud of Tulsi Gabbard, the former congressman from Hawaii and 2020 presidential candidate, no longer a member of the Democratic Party. And that is my Pacifica Proud for the week.
Nice.
Especially in an election year. And California, we got some crazy stuff on the ballot in November. So she's not a part of that. But I hope everybody's getting out in California. If you live in California, this is one of the elections you should be voting in.
Nice. My Pacifica Proud person is Rocky Fa'afiu, who is the extreme hip hop he's a step coordinator, or it's extreme hip hop with rock. So he is the teacher,
instructor.
There you go, instructor for extreme hip hop, and he is out of Oakland, California. And I'm proud of the work that he's doing. He's going to be our guest next Thursday, so tune in. He's doing great work. He's getting our community healthy. He's started the extreme hip hop it's a year ago, and he officially started his classes in February, but he's been blowing up all throughout these months or this year, getting Pacifica people healthy, and I'm getting them doing the step. You don't even have to be a dancer or a professional. You can do his classes at any level, and he's an all-around great guy. He was at Kapasa Fetu, and you'll find out next week, but I seen him there, and I never met him before, but I ran up to his table and jumped all over him and just was so excited to meet him.
That's how Naki gets guests.
I was so excited to meet him because of all the great work, getting
Polynesian peer pressure.
Yeah, getting our community healthy, and he's doing work at community centers and at functions. People are now hiring him to do his work, to get crowds to come to whatever function. So that is my Pacifica Proud is Rocky Fafu. So yay.
I like that segment.
I like that.
I'm glad our producer came up with it.
Yes. And so that's it, folks.
That's a wrap.
That's a wrap. We are here every Thursday now at 6 p.m. Next week, don't miss our show. We have Rocky on. He'll be our guest, so I'm happy about that. Check out our show. We will be having Tracy Williams back on. She was supposed to be our guest today, and she's under the weather, so we're going to reschedule with Tracy. We also have this Saturday, if you have the flyer, Mena, this Saturday we have Eli is having a show at the New Parish. Is it the New Parish? I'm sorry. Give me a second here. Okay. So,
Eli from the Music Box.
Yes, the Music Box. His show is every Friday. So go download the Nice app and check him out. There's a show. He's going to be hosting the show Saturday, October 15th. At the New Parish, and it's going to have Marina Davis, who sings the La Samoa song, and she's been on Is It America Has Talent?
Her La Samoa YouTube video has 2 million.
Yes, over 2 million.
Over 2.5 million views.
Yeah, views. So go check it out. She's a big deal. Patti will be there. Bonafide, DJ Ja, Yizer, Eli Help Me, Uslam, and Flexa. So go check them out. We have the flyer out. Go follow the Music Box, where Eli will be the host. So it's going to be a good show. Get your tickets either before by scanning the QR code, or you can get your tickets at the door. It's an 18 and over event. So go, check it out. And that's all we got. We'll be back next Thursday at 6 p.m. You can check us out on Island City TV, on Dash Radio. Download Dash Radio app, search Island City TV, check out all their programs. We're there Wednesday at 10 a.m. We're also on KLAX. Or is it KLAX?
Look at you.
106.3 in Los Angeles. Go tune in 106.3 and you'll hear our voices. I know it's irritating, but there you go. So we'll be back next week. Come back to FICA with us.
Love y'all.